landlord tenant. So security deposit, move in and move out photos. This is a new one too. This is AB 2801. And this is going to be effective January 1st, 2025. This requires residential landlords to take move in, move out, and post repair and cleaning photos demonstrating deductions. So if this is part of your service as a leasing agent, if you say, you know, you're asking, or you're letting your RPO know that, okay, when the tenant vacates, then I'll go and handle that as well. We'll get them we'll get them moved out. We'll do the memo with them, all that stuff. Well, now we're talking about cleaning photos and repair photos. So that will be part of what you will need to do if you are performing that service. Deductions for cleaning and damages must be reasonably necessary to return property back to its original or its initial condition. Professional carpet cleaning and the cost of materials and charges for work performed for repairs is specifically cited subject to this rule. So move in, move out, and post-repair cleaning photos required beginning April 1st, 2025. So not right at the beginning of the year, but a little bit after. The landlord is required to take photographs of the unit within a reasonable time after the possession of the unit is returned to the landlord, but prior to any repairs or cleaning for which the landlord will make a deduction from or claim against the security deposit pursuant to this section. And the landlord is required to take photographs of the unit within a reasonable time after such repairs and cleanings are completed. So it's before, so basically you probably want to take them as the tenants are vacating. I'm going to assume you're going to want those time stamped. And then again, after the repairs are made, so that there is proof of what it looked like and now what it looks like after things got repaired. For tenancies that begin on or after July 2025, the landlord is required to take photographs of the unit immediately before or at the inception of the tenancy. In returning the itemized statement of deductions, if a deduction is made for repairs or cleaning, the landlord shall provide the photographs, including the move-in, move-out, and post-repair cleaning photos, along with a written explanation of the cost of the allowable repairs or cleanings. The landlord may provide such photographs to the tenant by mail, email, computer flash drive, or by providing a link where the tenant may view the photographs online. The landlord shall not be entitled to claim any amount of the security if the landlord, in bad faith, fails to comply with these requirements. So a little bit more work for landlords. I think it probably helps them, well, compliance-wise, it's good. And also it's going to help them with complaints, because if you have photographic proof of when they moved in, when they moved out, and when the repairs are done, now you have a track record, a photo track record of how the property was taken care of during the time the tenant was there. So it's probably a good thing for owners. I think so. Foreclosures. So we have two more little things to go over and then we can wrap up. So this was an interesting one. We don't see a lot of foreclosures right now, but they happen. Delivery of the listing agreement extends foreclosure sale by 45 days. So this is AB 2024, and this goes into effect on the 1st of 2025, January 1st. When foreclosing on residential 1 to 4 property, this law requires an additional 45 days beyond the scheduled date of sale if the trustee receives a listing agreement from the trustor or at least 5 business days before the scheduled date of sale. There is an additional postponement right based on the obtaining of an executed purchase agreement. So this prohibits the trustee from selling the property at the initial trustee sale for less than 67% of the amount of the fair market value as well. 45-day postponement based on listing. For residential 1 to 4 property subject to a power of sale contained in any deed of trust or mortgage, The sale shall not be conducted until the expiration of an additional 45 days following the scheduled date of sale when the trustee receives 5 business days prior to the scheduled date of sale, a listing agreement with a California licensed real estate broker to be placed in a publicly available marketing platform such as MLS, sent by certified mail, USPS, or other overnight mail courier service with tracking information that confirms the recipient's signature and date and time of recipient and delivery. This postponement may be used only one time, so you can't just keep doing this one. But if you have somebody in a distressed situation, if you work in distressed leads, if you're making phone calls, trying to solicit listings of distressed properties, and maybe they're real far along in the foreclosure process, they've already received notice of trustee sale and things like that, this could be a way for you to at least kick the can down the road another 45 days to hopefully get a buyer to close this before the foreclosure. Gives you extra time to work at the bank. Maybe you're working out a short sale or something like that. So this is extending the timeline. Just did that one. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing. It is extending the whole timeline though. Swimming pool safety. So this is a good one for taking listings so that if you run across a pool and you see that there are some safety items that are not being adhered to, they're going to come up on the home inspection. They're going to come up on the appraisal as well. We just had one come up a couple weeks ago that the appraiser and the home inspector both called it out. The appraiser called it out. This was conventional financing as well. And the pool did not have a safety mesh fence around it. It was not a fenced in pool, which is okay because they had the other safety measures in place. But one of them was that the side gate into the backyard from the house is supposed to be a self closer. So it has a spring on it. And if you open it, it closes and latches by itself. That's one of the safety features for having a backyard pool. This one, the spring tension was a little off. It wasn't closing all the way, and the appraiser called it out. So that was, just one thing. So, this is an update. This is for single family properties, goes into effect January 1st, 2025. Revises the requirement for a home inspection of real property with a swimming pool or spa to include in the inspection report the drowning prevention safety features and note if they are in good repair, operable as designed, and appropriately labeled. Pool safety features updated. So since 1998, when a building permit is issued for the construction of a new swimming pool or spa or the remodeling of an existing pool or spa at a private single-family home, the respective swimming pool or spa must be equipped with one of 5 specified safety features. For properties constructed or remodeled after 2007, the requirement is for the pool or spa to be equipped with at least 2 of the 7 drowning prevention safety features. So this bill, SB 552, revises the elements of 3 specific drowning prevention safety features, including removable mesh fences, pool safety covers, and alarms. So this is going to revise home inspection requirements. So again, we might see this on appraisals coming through. Not just the home inspector, but the appraisers most likely are going to be noting this. Presently, a home inspector providing a home inspection report in a dwelling with a pool or spa must identify which, if any, of the 7 drowning prevention safety features the pool or spa is equipped with, and shall specifically state if the pool or spa has fewer than 2 of the listed drowning prevention. So it looks like it's moving to 3 instead of 2. So updates the requirements of the home inspection to allow that the non-invasive examination of the pool or spa does not require a determination as to whether the pool or spa safety features meet the specifications for pool spa safety features. as specified in the HSC, but does require the home inspection report to identify whether the features are in good repair, operable as designed, and appropriately labeled if required. It also requires labels to be affixed to specified pool and safety features, verifying that they meet certain standards. So that's it. I know it's a little dry, but it's stuff we have to keep up on, especially, make note of, especially the leasing and the buyer agency. Those are the two big takeaways today. The leasing, if you want to review previous webinars about the leasing, it is serious business. It's not just a courtesy thing. It's not just, hey, pop it up into MLS and no paperwork. Like, we have to have specific requirements on that because DRE will check those, and we've already had agents get audited on them. So keep up on your leasing laws if you're doing that. And the other is the buyer representation agreement. So now it's not just MLS following us around. Now it will be a DRE licensing issue if you do not have one prior to the offer being written. So I mean, that would be the at minimum, is to have that just, included in with your offer at minimum. But if you are a MLS member, a realtor, the NAR rules have not changed. It is still prior to touring a property. So an MLS member prior to touring the property, non-MLS member, if you're showing a property, doing a new home sale or anything like that, yes, they are requiring them. Yes, we just had an agent miss out on a commission because they did not have a buyer rep agreement signed prior to taking the buyer to the new home builder. The new home builder asked to see the BRVC. She went and had it signed by the buyer. She gave it over to the builder. The builder said this is dated after the first visit, and therefore you cannot have a commission. So don't let that be you. Be sure you have that in place prior to clients going to properties, prior to you showing properties. And that's, I guess, all I gotta say about that. So it's definitely getting a little more strict out there. And now, even commercial properties and vacant land and all that stuff is all getting looped in from the state of California. It will be a licensing law now. So no, it didn't get looser. It got more strict with the buyer representation agreements. And they also call it a buyer representation agreement. They don't call it a buyer compensation agreement. So we'll see how that plays out. So, because right now the PSRA isn't necessarily, it's not as strict as the buyer representation agreement. That's more of a compensation agreement. So, yeah, those are the new laws. Well, some of the new laws. If you go into your car.org, and you log in there, you can see what all of them are. There was a whole bunch of them. I picked out the ones that kind of pertain to, us on a day-to-day for the most part. There was more on leasing and some other stuff too. Obviously, again, very dry reading, but we need to know these things. So any questions, comments, always give me a call or text, and I hope everybody has a great week. We'll talk to you soon.